now you've made it clear what was between you and the Chief Justice. Because when you left the country, I remember how these things started, and you were in Rwanda. You had gone actually to Rwanda, and now these interpolators circulate. Ssemakadde, you regarded as a fugitive, you regarded as a moral reprobate. All these things are said, but for all these years, for all the same that these things have been going on, like you just said at the very beginning, you here fighting for the law and fighting for us, the ordinary citizens, and as well fighting for what factor is very dear to your heart, which is the law. But we, we don't know the real story. I mean, what brought all this escalation? I know, of course, that the words you used may not have reached well. And last time, it's the question that you were asking about. What really happened that you couldn't settle with Justice Abod and I mean all that league of the Justice Sekaners and all those people at the time when the gravity was at its peak? What happened?
Okay. And I think I will stop with this so that whoever can, because I have an interview on Channel Africa in the morning.
Yes,
I really
yes,
don't do them,
yes.
but
We can stop
I
with
am
this
going to
one.
South Africa soon, so I
Yeah.
may as well put my face in their TVs.
Okay.
Um um that this is the first time
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people, very intelligent people, conveniently rest their intelligence when they realize the smartness of our simple strategy for conducting a struggle for the liberation of this country. In choosing to champion the right to insult and annoy as the irreducible minimum of the relationship between the citizen and the state, we subvert power at once effortlessly and at the same time very impactfully. The insult, the epithet, the invective is the only political weapon that the people have against those who have guns, bullets, and words of cash. Hence, the social contract, you'll be surprised at the fulcrum of the levers of power. We're insulting each other. The politicals insult us, the political branches, they insult us. And they know that the only reason they insult us is because they are occupying elevated status we have given them through our sovereignty. We, the citizens, have risen you to be speaker. Without speaker, you can't insult us from that chair. You'll be you've seen the picture of transformation of Anita Monk, for instance. Eh?
Mm.
Nti twatambulanga naye najja
Nankumbi.
nankumbi. Tulinya boda naye kati atambulira mu convoy. So afuna n'omuzindalo n'avuma. Naye bwe tunaagumujjako n'asobola okuvuma.
It's hard.
Is it possible that she will manage she will stay? She will be making that kind of political invective.
No.
So insult ze njawufu ku zaffe, but they are still insults. Insult za Museveni zizo. For instance, nti ye mwe ba judges n'okwata n'okuba essimu n'ogolokkanga Museveni. Of all things that a president can do, n'okubira principal judge essimu. Gwe nakuwa office. Muwala, my girl, nakuwa office ya principal judge. Si gwe akulira abalamuzi. In fact, era ndowooza guno omusango Museveni era ayagala aboda aguwulire. Era guno gwe abagubeeramu ndowooza, gwe abagubeeramu. Naawe abakolamoja bakulabe nti e Kampala oli w'amaanyi. I can imagine this is how the conversation goes. Tell my judge naye biki naye nja kukufunira nagukola obulungi. You see, I'm want to go with Uganda. Biki nekebuzabuza. Nti kale, oya guwani. Nti I know her, my girl. Yes. Naye mugulete gaba. Is it not an insult to the legal profession, to the judiciary? From what I've explained to you. Nti embuga estuke. Egende mu kanisa. Egende, you know, only the police institution goes to the scene of crime. It's the police, detectives, mu Luganda kye kivunula.
Abanoonyereza. Abakesi, those are spies.
But there's another one. Anyway, be a detective. So, and you are like you said, when Odoki kept Katrewe out of office for 2 years between 2013 and 2015, we wrote, and whenever we told him that, Odoki, you made a very big mistake. You've taught other judges that integrity doesn't count anymore. You have to tell the president quite publicly. President Emiliam Judges Conference, Nagamanti, you have your Chief Justice, I have mine. You are old enough to have remembered those words. Ogola, because Ogola was just chairman, Judicial Service Commission. You have your Chief Justice, I can see him there, but I also have mine. Let us see who has power. Muganyo wangu okuwulira emisango, no wamwe muganyo okuwulira emisango. The country has no Chief Justice. And we had a problem with Kavuma wearing too many hats. He was acting DCJ because Biamugisha had died. As acting DCJ, Nafuka acting CJ. Songoli, you are an acting CJ because you are an acting DCJ. You're acting. And he said, no. It was never supposed to be like this. And I think lawyers resolved to boycott the judges' conference and opening a new lawyer. So these things are not new. People are personalizing these things, but this is how the bar is organized. What is the difference? Until for us, we deploy the insult in the interest of the people. The insult is a very subversive weapon. For instance, it has made you know me. How would otherwise be a man writing judgments and submissions? Like any other lawyer, there's a good lawyer here, Kaja Timothy. Very good young lawyer. Very good, speaks very well. Nete mumanyi. Naye Kaja kali bavuma, mujja kumumanya. Osegede, Kaja kali vera mu mbeera, naye n'agamba nti abodomana. Mujja gamba Kaja yani. Then Mulabe is a fantastic sports lawyer, the best in entertainment. Bebane Mboko, abaddako. That's it. That's the power of insult. So Kikisinga okujja abantu abo mu mbeera. Chief Justice or your Chief Justice, Crown Justice Dolo. Ku February 7 nga ngoba mu meeting ya new lawyer. Omanyi bwe yayogera. Ojjukira bwe yayogera because you have the videos. Nti he was addressing all lawyers. Nti mulonda mutya of all people omuntu ng'oyo. Bwe mutaakomye busiru bwe butyo. Tujja bagoba embuga. That's what he said. He was talking to lawyers, not me. So for me, that was the success of the people. I have managed to unplug him. Muluzungu tuchita dispatch. This, what's the word? Omuntu abadde alidde cake. Tubuuza ani yalidde cake, ani yalidde cake nga buli omu aga sinze. Then what I do, I bring a pungent gas
mm,
which will make you vomit,
mm,
and then we see your vomit. So the insult acts as a pungent smell which will cause everybody to vomit, and then we see a nearly decay. And that happened very well. Chief Justice told you what judges think of us and the people very clearly, that we are never impartial.
mm,
We are never.
mm,
we are lumpens, like any guy on the street. We are just like that. Stuli batendeke, stuli bakungu, stuli bakenka kensa mu bintu bino. We are just here by virtue of political favor. That's it. Otherwise, omutendeke omukiyandiga nti why? Our constitution egamba nti democracy reduced to the bare minimum. Kitegeeza ki? Museveni yayimirira e Masaka mu Liberation Square nga campaigning ne muwulira with my own ears nti bannamasaka temulonda mutabani wammwe Kawanga Semwogere kubanga tasobola politics under this new constitution. Abadde ategeera politics webiri ebintu ebikadde ono eno constitution etukkiriza okukola politics ow'okwevuma, okwesiga enziro, okwewayiriza. Those were the words of Museveni. You're probably young enough not to know them.
mm.
But I had never seen such a perfect definition of democracy.
Until then,
Nti Kawanga Semwogere tajja kusobola. Politics gwe tugendamu waki?
wakwevuma.
Wakulimba, kwevuma, kwewayiriza,
Mm,
kwesiga nziro. He's too Catholic.
mm.
Tajja kusobola democracy.
I hear you.
So there are people like Museveni that understand the power of what an insult can do. It can create a political movement.
Mm,
It can topple the gun.
mm,
It can change many things in social relations. And that is why in the most recent judgment, you have the alternative digital versus
mm.
we celebrated this because the judges themselves finally agreed
Yes.
that an insult should never be criminalized.
Mm,
They picked those words from the African Commission Principles on Freedom of Expression and Access to Information in Africa,
mm,
2019 version. The last version, year 2022. So they said, you know what? We have come to the conclusion that these principles are binding. There's no compromise. Principle 22, paragraph 2 says, states shall repeal all laws that criminalize sedition. That is, do you know what sedition is, Katongole? You're in journalism, but I doubt you can define sedition. Can you define sedition?
yeah, I can try sedition.
What do you think it is?
I think it's an act of
To insult and
yes,
annoy the president and his staff and his government and his administration and his policies.
mm,
B, to insult and annoy lawmakers, their laws, their policies, their practices. Are you getting
yes,
me? To insult anybody in the institution of parliament.
mm,
C, to insult judges and how they administer justice and their judicial institution. Their conduct in court and outside, to insult anything, to do anything, to insult and annoy them. That is called
sedition.
sedition. Okubogerako obubi, okubalebula.
Mm. So,
Kalebule ku bakungu,
so,
basically, plain and
so
simple.
in there before you go,
Sedition,
mm,
insult laws, and publishing false news are in some category, and
mm,
this judgment made it very clear. Go ahead.
yeah. So sedition, you've talked about it, okulebula, and then the use of insults, like you said, as the only tool left for to question the power to those that have the guns, to those that have the money and
I didn't
positions.
say left. I said it happens to be the irreducible minimum. People
Yes.
have many tools, but the reason why the insult is important is that throughout history, in the development of the nation state,
Mm.
in the Sasoma syllabus history, but
Yes.
when you study those revolutions, hmm,
Mm.
everyone remembers that what was Maria Antoinette's relationship with the people?
It was a very bad
She insulted
relationship.
them.
Yes, she told them
Did
to
she
go and
insult?
have cakes if they can't afford
That's
bread.
it.
Mm.
That's it. And then they tell you they stormed the Bastille.
Yes.
Are you getting me? So we
Mm.
have to also tell our people that when politicians insult you, storm the Bastille.
The Bastille.
Storm the Bastille.
Mm.
Storm the Bastille and take it over and tell them this is our Bastille. Never use the Bastille to insult us again. When you agree, we leave.
Mm.
We shall occupy the Bastille until you learn that you can do many things, but you can't insult the citizen from the Bastille. Only the citizen has the right to insult you. Are you getting the nature of the issue? The insult is the nominal bargain between
Mm.
people and power.
The
It
bare
is the
minimum.
nominal bargain. It is the unwritten bargain. It needs not to be written. Tukusindise e Kampala okubeera omukungu.
Mm.
Totuswaza. Buli
Mm.
tuswaza. Expect us to
To insult you.
insult you. That's the contract. Kakati bano
And
abantu banyiivu against me
mm.
because I give the insult. I insist on
Mm.
giving the insult a professional pedestal. I legitimize the insult among people who have been confused. Did you know that the Ugandan courts banned sedition?
Yes. Yes.
In which case?
I think one of Andrew Mwenda and
You're
the
a
Andrew
fantastic
Mwenda
scholar.
and Charles
You're a
Onyangobo
fantastic scholar.
2005.
Okay, you've gotten it wrong then.
Okay. Yeah, but that's case of
Now let
Andrew
me
Mwenda and
tell
Charles
you.
Onyangobo. Yes.
No.
Mm.
So there are two cases.
Mm.
Charles Onyango Obo and Andrew Mwenda. Versus Attorney General, Constitutional Appeal number number 2 of 2002,
Mm.
which was decided on 29th January 2024,
Mm.
was about publishing false news.
Yes.
Okay, it was about
Mm.
publishing
False news.
false news, and it was based on the story that appeared in the Indian Ocean magazine, which was repeated in the Daily Monitor,
Mm.
that Ugandan officials were conducting gold and timber stealing in the
In the
Congo.
era Congo.
There was nothing of a yes.
Mm.
They had no legitimate sovereign interest in the Congo. They're
Mm.
just robbers. They're just modern day robber barons.
Mm.
Then of course, say, no, this is not true. It's not true. Batuvuma batya. It was okay for the magazine in Madagascar okutuvuma. Naye kati mwenna mwene mukirepeatinga.
Mm.
No, come and prove it. Come and prove it. Before Justice Flavia Munabi. Yeah, prove it. You prove theft. Yeah, you know. Now again,
Mm.
no, that's not. Journalists are not supposed to prove stories to forensic standard.
Yes.
Journalistic evidence. The standard is what? Fantastic judgment.
Mm.
Sedition, however, became a constitutional matter in a different case with Andrew Mwenda after the death of Garang.
Mm.
We unplugging a judiciary. You Ugandans are a very big problem, especially you Ugandan elites. You delegitimize wins. You see, a judgment is like heritage. It's
Yes.
like a Bio's kid day.
Mm.
When they tell you that your father was poor, the only thing he had are these things. How come I see nothing? Nze nino omugo gwenkwata ogumanyi.
Yes.
Omanyi wasi nkwata omuggo ogwo? Ndi mwavu. Sina kye nina ku nsi. Naye abaana bange abato bakula bagulaba. Singa mba nfa at this time, this is the only solace they have. They have that we are not alone. This is their only inheritance. Now, it will be up to them to say, this thing might mean nothing to Katongole and his children, but it means the world to us.
Yes.
Are you getting me? So ne judgment is west weziri. Judgment ya Andrew Mwenda versus Attorney General. Constitutional petition in number 6 of 2005. 2005, yes.
Yes, it's 2000. Yes, 2005.
Yes. Yeah. Consolidated with East African Media Institute and Aruna Kanavi versus Attorney General. Constitutional petition appeal number 10, maybe, of 2003 or something like that. Bazigata, because Kanavi Jukila served the time. Jetwavud. Yuro Kambamwine Yamusindika Munkomyo.
And denied him
Over the story, 40th district. And he received the international global solidarity to quash that, to clean his conviction record on sedition. Kati, you look at you people, you're here making media industries and you don't know the history. Nti, in a year, we are practicing media in a dictatorship. On whose bones and skulls do we get this confidence? And you don't have these answers. Nti, all of you are supposed to have Andrew Mwenda, this petition, as a Bible pocket book. You recite paragraphs very clearly. The way you recite Bibles and songs and what. It should be like that. If they don't, then the whole thing fades from public memory and its authority reduces. So the authority of judgments, the memory of judgments reduces on a timing scale. Limp dick is real. Era ffe kyolabanga nti decision ya Mwenda tujogerako nnyo kati naye sirabangayo mukolo. There's no community club of journalists and free speech bana abana ba digital bano benda bansiba mavuma ku spaces. Mweyita kimwe abatakola mukolo. You don't celebrate on every 29th November, January 2024. I've never seen a space and we are celebrating the, what is it called? 2004. That's an anniversary. 20th anniversary, no one celebrated it. 21st anniversary, no one celebrated it. That's how things die. Shukati, you can see in all recent memory, the judiciary has been, first of all, the parliament has been really legislating sedition by other names. Okulebula abakungu bakikomezaawo in many terms naye nga kyekimu. Kalebule kalebule ku muhoozi genda mu nkomyo, kalebule kuono genda mu nkomyo. So for me, having studied, because this is my legacy.
Yes.
As you know, you call me the Stella Nyanzi lawyer. Era bwe twatula ne Stella twagamba, what do we want to achieve? That we want to make the insult an institutional sanctuary for the people in their relationship with power. Stella had the gift of delivering the insult. I had the gift of packaging the defense. And we said, let us do this in a fantastic tic-tacker.
I hear you.
That will be the heritage for both our families,
Yes.
our friends, our colleagues, and then we shall disrupt everything and everyone, everywhere. To live. But we cannot be that we shall give people nothing. Let us give them the art and power of insult. That's our lifetime endeavor. Netukola omukago, yes. Sera nga avuma okumulipiratinga si kyangu. Naye namugamba Sera ne bw'ononvuma otya tukoze omukago nkwande ompanze what is it called? Nkuwanzeko eddusu n'olimira nange nkuwanzeko eddusu. Yes, then limira. So let us proceed. Nothing should separate us. Tuli batabazi. We are in a fantastic tic-tacker
So
to elevate the insults as the new constitution. Kati nkugambye nti ekyo kityoboola, it upsets those who thought we are intelligent to realize that when they look through the great scheme of things, there's nothing to remember them for. They have no professional legacy. Fetuyina, nze nina. I have told you in introducing me, wagambye nti yono. You are defending the right to insult. Yes. Kati, babodo, bachiabo, they find themselves in a catch-22. Because should they dare to engage in a debate philosophically with me on the social value of the insult, they can't move. But at the same time, when you hold power, Abodo, what has Abodo ever done in life apart from hold a government office? So she's only too aware of the fact that all her life she has been insulting the people who pay her by writing stupid charges, withdrawing corruption charges. All her life, she knows. Bwagoloka bwat, teri kyamanyi, era yetaaga bamulimba. She can only get applause from similarly deluded people, similarly corrupt people, similarly desperate people. But those of us who are refined thinkers, we have no applause. For a vagina from Karamoja, a pumpkin. Every day is evidence. Gaba is evidence that there's a pumpkin there. I mean, exhibit A, yo. This is a pumpkin. The president, yagami tugende gaba tugenze gaba. That's it. Because the preparatory meeting ya jealous. But los society temujiyita. And we are member of jealous. Abo temubayita bajja kigana. Are you getting me? You hold a preparatory meeting of stakeholders to conduct assessments on the first ever mobile court, and you leave out a representative of 7,000 practitioners of law, the nursery bed of judges and magistrates. So what will be our lived memory of the first event? So for us, we owe it to lawyers today, future lawyers, that on the occasion that happened in a secret venue on the 10th of February 2026, first of all, the Uganda society that I lead, Ssemakadde, was not invited. If it had been my predecessors, I'm sure they would have been gladly invited to bless the debauchery, the decadence, the decay. I want to conclude by telling you, by the way, that the insult, the infective, what work at oku since you're a scholar, oku recommending it. It's my reading, what I'm reading now. Simu yange ekoye. Akaita shi. Dromara.
As
Wakatabo.
you look,
Bakaita honorable insults. Honorable insults, a
honorable
century
insult.
of political invective. Okay? So, and the other thing also, which again, ichibatawanya abantu abo, is the language we use. That English is a barrier they raise between themselves and the citizen. Speaking English
Mm.
allows them to speak many lies and falsehoods which receive respect. So when you
Mm.
insult them, you allow the Wanjiku, you allow the Mama Mboga, you allow the Fundi and the Boda Rider to enter elite conversations. What yamwise mana? Osegira, eh? Yani abodo. Because no one knows abodo. No one. No one knows the Ija. Chovola banga the Ija, agala nyo kubera clowny. Do you know? Do you know what his program was this week?
No.
I dare you not. Do you know?
No.
The man was speaking. He was speaking career guidance. That's it. So his program as Chief Justice is put me on the road. Alinga ine njuki mu kabina. Neze nkugambye nti ebintu ebyo babikopa waaki waba mwine bwamwine yasooka bigira kati byafuuse muze. So everybody, when against the Kenya, I was in Kenya and I was
Yes.
hosted by a number of judges there.
Mm.
They told me that all these things they also faced them. Of course, you know, in Kenya they did a radical surgery. So I was consulting on how did the people of Kenya arrive at radical surgery and how did the judges take it.
Mm.
So I'm doing interviews and as I do my research.
Mm.
Now, one of the things I discovered is that the judges of Kenya insisted on a clause in the final constitution that, save for the Chief Justice, any other office of leadership in the judiciary is very democratically elected.
Mm. Mm. I hear you.
Joke safeguarding a judiciary.
Come again on that one.
Is very what? Yes.
Mm.
That Chief Justice mumwagala nnyo mwe
Mm.
mumulonde.
Mm.
Naye bwe mumala mulonda
Mm.
temumuwa buyinza kutondera leader
Mm.
in any capacity anywhere.
Mm.
Number two, so ekitegeeza nti in the Kenyan High Court akulira High Court ye Kenya, principal judge we Kenya,
Mm.
ba High Court judges be bamulonda.
Mm.
Museveni si amulonda.
Mm.
Ruto si alonda principal judge. Assigning his instrument, ba judge bamuwadde be bamwelondedde because ye prefect waabwe ye dean. Actually, it's called a dean. It's a deanship.
Mm.
Ye dean. Not prefect. Not prefect, but dean. Dean kitegeeza nti naawe olina okubeera ne mu luzungu bakiyita a teaching courses bagitanga ki? Timetable.
Timetable.
Olina okuba ne timetable.
Mm.
Olina okubeera ne timetable. Before you become a principal judge,
Mm.
olina okubeera ne timetable. That means that even when you become principal judge, osigaza timetable.
Table.
Nga dean.
Mm.
You imagine deans begin clowning. And when they elect you dean, faculty of science, you start moving around, globe trotting, ribbon cutting, eh?
Mm.
And so on and so forth. Praying, doing this, anything but going to the laboratory. Are you getting me?
I hear you. I hear you.
Eh. When we were at university,
Yes.
the Rubobis,
Mm.
the what? They were going to class and teaching. Nowadays, people are made vice chancellors, and that's the end
Mm.
of them being on the timetable. And that's how countries collapse.
Mm.
That's how countries collapse, by turning institutions into fiefdoms. So our judiciary is now a fiefdom.
Mm.
I've only discussed headships. I haven't come to single judges and their judgment writing and what. For the space, for this, what I was prepared for you to do is to discuss headship. The crisis of headship is serious.
Wow.
So the
Mm.
insult has enabled Ugandans into this, and we've been busy, but we shall conduct an insult, a number of insult lectures: how to insult, why to insult, the value of insult, history of insults, you know. And but it's no longer a debate now, and that's what we used to say. Let's fight a site of struggle. So you asked why all these people, why are they all against me? No, it's because I invited them into this conversation.
Mm.
And their desire, their response is to imprison me. The conversation is academic. An insult creates no offense. I don't know if you understand me on that point.
Uh, I feel,
Hello?
I feel, I feel well
Do you agree with that principle or not?
that an insult is
Honest point, yes.
that an insult. You said an insult is,
Creates no offense. An insult is not a crime.
but those you've insulted feel
I- I-
you have a crime. Don't they just
yeah, it's only because they have power.
okay?
You see,
Mm.
when the poor insult themselves,
Yes.
do they take themselves to police?
No.
Why? Why not?
Because maybe they feel it's a bare minimum of an offense, like you said.
First of all, they understand that the police is not an institution
Mm.
for settling issues of the people.
What is it?
Eh?
What is it?
The police
Yes.
is an organ we have created for ourselves as
The people.
as the people to manage certain activities that we shan't do for ourselves. Okugeza,
Mm.
you know, you can name the kind of things that the police should be entitled with. Investigating crime.
Mm.
Now, police will ever crime, neyingira the investigating feelings and opinions. The opinion ya ssemakadde ekutadde mu mbeera ki? Enziye mu mbeera. Ssemakadde ayogeddeko opinion nti bonna any judge we find praying
Mm.
tumusaleko obulago. That's my opinion. And I've given the basis.
Mm.
Hmm?
Mm.
That's my opinion. Nti abalamuzi balekerawo public displays of faith because a judge and judgeship is an organ of state.
I hear you.
Tuwere abalamuzi okusaba. They can pray in darkness naye to exhibit religiosity
Mm.
is disturbing. And then you say bamusibe.
Mm.
So this is power. It's really power dynamic. It's a power trip. I think that's what they call it. You
So,
know, out of power,
yeah.
out of power. And by the way, there's another concept about this that it's only colonial laws. Ochogedde nga bagamba nti
Mm.
in the Mwenda case, the judges themselves said mwevume.
Mm.
Mwenda yavuma Museveni. Ebivumo bya Mwenda obijjukira. Obijjukira?
Not really.
Kankuyambeko.
Mm.
Garang, you know the timeline?
2000 and
On a weekend.
mm.
Yes, some weekend.
Mm.
Garanga Chadde state visit.
Mm.
It's a new republic. Not yet a republic, but by a comprehensive peace agreement. Nearing. It was a fruitful hour for Sudan.
Mm.
So Garang comes to visit one of the guarantors.
Mm.
Guarantor namugamba jangu lage ranch bishi.
Mm.
So Garang had to go to Mbarara to
Mm.
and there was a fantastic event side warning that Garang was going to die. There was an aspect of Gundye Yafa. His Benz broke down somewhere near the on Entebbe Road.
Mm.
Police chopper nemujjawo.
Mm.
Nemutwala Nakasero, ne bamujja Nakasero, ne military grade helicopter, ne bamutwala emiki. Kati naye bamulaki, then now helicopter yamujjayo okumutwala Entebbe. Actually, it was even late.
Mm.
Like there was all this whole thing of the stench of death was around Garang. Like now,
Mm.
the man who had come expecting to do a meeting in Entebbe was now told that you must come to, and there was no means. Like really, he never thought that he would need a car, so there was no car. You get me?
Yes.
The meeting was confirmed for Entebbe. So why then was the meeting shifted? Al Jazeera yakola documentary. Museveni yatta Garang. Ogimanyi oba tewagiraba?
I've heard about it, but probably I will.
Eri kwa Al Jazeera
Mm.
mugifune because balaga all these things. Kati ba Museveni bo nga bagaranda kye bakola commission of inquiry Sudan ye bakiriyalinge. So anyway, Andrew Mwenda has all this information,
Mm.
and the only mistake Andrew Mwenda did was to brag that he mujournalist muchitachi I broke the story.
Mm.
So Andrew Mwenda claimed that, and by then there was no like social media. So
Mm.
he claimed quite early because Garanga ya first sawa enyonyi yagwa kiro
Mm.
somewhere. So yagwa kiro like around midnight 11 in Nyamitong Hills. It failed to leave Uganda somewhere there. So Andrew Mwenda agamba mbu yakubira Mayombo na Mayombo nga gundi bwe yatugambye nsibambi nti
Mm.
Mayombo ng'akyebase. Namuga nti Mayombo, you're the director of military intelligence and you're sleeping at 5:30? Have you heard BBC? BBC has confirmed Garanga dead. You people failed to reach. You people failed.
Mm.
Mayombo te Mwenda, you don't be serious. There's a protocol for a visiting officer. Until no, 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 no. BBC has woken me up to confirm a local story. They called me and they said, we have satellite, we have this, and we have that. Mwenda.
Mm.
Mwenda nagamba nti, give me 30 minutes and I call Uganda's entire security apparatus. I called this one, I called that one, and I called this one, and they were all sleeping. I was the one waking them up. I was the one waking them up. Kati Museveni akagamba ako kamunyiga nnyo.
Mm.
Because if all your generals were sleeping, how about you? So, of course, Garang was highly loved
Mm.
across Africa. People poured to Kololo impromptu, and the government had to allow it. It had to announce quickly to offer a vigil. So Museveni comes to address the vigil.
Mm.
Hmm? Uh, he comes, and at the vigil, he says something must be done about Mwenda. Hmm?
Mm.
People, Ugandans who talk about security like that, they break a law. I don't know it, but it's there. What were you getting?
Mm.
So that puts pressure on the abodos of the time to find a law. They find this law of don't insult and annoy the president.
Mm.
Don't talk about his policies and posture. How long he sleeps.
Mm.
When they are gone. So after that speech of the president at what? Mwenda
Yeah.
entered the studio. He had the show called The Hot Seat,
Yes. KFM.
KFM. But at The Hot Seat, he hosted Moses Vyaruhanga and somebody else, but he didn't give them a chance to speak. He's the only one who talked for the
The
whole
usual
hour.
him.
Yeah. Now, in talking, he was replying the president to the Kololo.
Mm.
2 hours later, we all tune in. It is the highest hour in radio that was not reporting a death.
Mm.
It's like it was the most listened to, yeah, at the time. So Mwenda, I go to, because we were all moving, so whatever university student who Mwenda, I can't, who is he? Ukungamba nti I broke a law that he doesn't even know. Which law? Hmm? This is the problem of being a villager. You get a little power, it goes to your head. Hmm?
Mm.
We shall tell you the truth. And this on this, I have truth. And truth is on my side.
Mm.
You killed the Garang. First of all, you gave me a fake Benz. It broke down. How does a Benz break? How many times does a Benz break down? So you were supposed to finish him off
Mm.
somehow. You wanted him to be attacked by Juwakaris. Mwenda ya Fuma Museveni.
Mm.
Natulaga itinerary ya Garang.
Mm.
Natulaga nti Garang. Bamugamba nti Museveni yalina kasero.
Mm.
Nagamba nina kasero ka Kampala kali. Garang had come for a simple consultation.
Mm.
Eh? How then you make him come to Mbarara at 5 to talk to you, and then how do you send him off at 7 when you know your aeroplanes are not cleared for night
Travel.
night travel? You killed the Garang. You killed the Garang. Admit it, you stupid man, and stuff like that.
Mm.
And the thing is captured in there. Now, that's it. So when those things come before the judges read the law, and they say,
Mm.
if you choose to enter politics, especially the highest office, this is the life. This is the burden of public life. This is part and parcel of public life. Now, you tell me, how stupid is Abodo to accept the office of judge and disregard what previous judges have held to be the law?
Mm.
How fantastically stupid is Sekana not to know that? I mean, that was a judgment of 2010,
Yes.
October 2010.
Mm.
Sekana in February 2025, 15 years later, says that okulebula judiciary musango.
Even the current Chief
That
Justice
shows
has
you that
refuted
our
it.
judiciary doesn't have memory of its own record. These people are just merchants, transactions, job seekers, and peche.
Mm.
They are like multiplex ekyaliyo.
Yes, it's still there.
Yeah, they are parking meter
Mm.
attendants. A parking meter attendant needs no record. Multiplex management is the one which cares about record because it's the one which must account to URA and KCCA. But the parking attendant can decide to put all the money in their pocket.
Mm.
After take it over.
Yes.
Yeah, nakugamba nobody packed. So so multiplex. Mr. Bosa was my friend, I remember. Multiplex used to hire more staff for
Mm.
monitoring than for parking because you need one person for a whole street, or even two, here and there. You can put one person to save costs.
Mm.
But if you do that, but you need standing spies to ensure that they keep counting the cars and the hours. And then you
Mm.
need also a visible pickup to keep passing by. Eh?
Yeah.
To show them that whatever. But otherwise, they will not. So our judges are like that.
Mm.
They are not doing justice at any one time unless we tell them that we are inspecting you, monitoring you, and there shall be consequences. That's when they say. You can look at it. Abodo is telling you that we should show the president that we are serious about mobile court. He wants to see how it works
Mm.
before he funds it. Are you following me? Let us give him an exhibition.
Mm.
Those are your judges, parking meter attendants. Yes. So anyway, they're angry. You say they're angry and what and so on and so forth. Well, because because of what I've told you. I don't know what I have picked from this,
Mm.
but it's because we lifted the insult from the
Yeah.
doldrums and brought it, uh, you know, to the sitting room, to the television,
Mm.
and to the timeline, as you now say.
Mm. And
It's a form of liberation. And in the book, Little Bits of Wood, of course, they say
mm.
that's also a form of revolution.
Mm. And
We must liberate language before we liberate other things.
okay.
Continue.
Yeah. What my last question to you, you bring it clear, and the
Mm,
relationship, and of course what really happened, and so if you had chance, of course I know there is some in your planning, there is when you want to return home and be home and then travel when you so wish, but if you got chance to talk to these people, and you tell them, hey, like you've just explained it, that if the right to insult is is guaranteed, and you should allow to be insulted when you do wrong, do you expect them to?
I don't have to tell
Mm,
them. I see your point. I can stop you right
yes.
there. It's a question of their honor and integrity. You can be intelligent, you can be powerful, but you lack integrity. They are their own
Mm,
records. They must ask themselves the ssemakadde problem. And it comes down to one point. The ssemakadde is a philosophical
mm,
and a physical fighter on this point. That's a point on which, and we have made it very clear. We have used simple things. There shall be no apology. Okay? There shall be no apology. I'll give you an example. When we insult a Bodo, female judges have an association called National Association of Women Judges of Uganda. They first went to the prosecution office to bring a charge. And the DPP said they were going to bring a charge. In fact, I was summoned to police on the May 7th of 2020,
mm,
the day we did the case that lawyers are essential. I was arrested. You can even imagine.
mm,
So they take me. I thought I was being abducted.
mm,
Luckily for me, I really have great sympathies for those they take elsewhere. They drove me and they take me to CID, but they didn't really have to chase me around.
mm.
You know, they should have just told me that, you man, we want you to CID. No, they acted like a group of goons. I had to run away from them.
Mm.
I ran, my friend. I ran. I ran after that useful day, and then I get. But there were
Yeah,
many, and they had a car,
I
so
remember
they
the
were able to
time. I
catch up with
remember the
me.
time.
They were able to catch up with
Yeah.
me. They threw me in their car,
Mm.
and then they say, "Cancel, you made us run for nothing." Cancel, we didn't know you could
Wow.
run. Oh, you could run. We are policemen. We are okay. We're just going to CID. Yeah, and the rest.
Mm,
So I said, okay. But I said, you'd have called. You'd have given me something. Cancel. You know, it's just
mm.
our soaps. This I said, your soaps are colonial. They're not even colonial. Even colonial people had summons.
Mm.
Anyway, these guys take me there,
Yeah.
and they showed me actually a complaint. Abodo had complained.
Mm,
That's the first time, because I said, but really, is there a complainant? They say actually she did. I say, can I have the benefit? Never jindaga.
mm,
So I laugh. And I said that, how come I see no grievance?
mm,
You know, she's just begging you to find some grievance for her.
mm.
But she has. Are you following?
Yes, I'm following.
So, moment na muri sema kadavuma bichi bichi. But I read the statement
Mm,
of Aburenga Chirunji katika tujiddemu. So point number one, nti Abodo talina grievance. Asaba police finding grievance.
mm,
Taloopye musango. She thinks that when someone speaks like that,
mm,
it is the duty of the police to find something.
mm,
Statement njina nze nkugambye nti Abodo, if we had opened books, eyo statement kati eri ku police. era agibbeeyo bubbi naye eri muswaza bweribeera published nti munyambe mufuneyo kyemumussaako. So police was there beating and so on and so things. So nange mbagamba segenda bawa statement nga temunakola kyeyabasabye musooke mufune kyemwagala. Oba baafuna ki? Sijjukira charge sheet gundi biri eyo balina kyebaafuna bakiyita ki? Offensive communication. Offensive communication. Yes, kyebaafuna under the Computer Misuse Act. Nga kale mufunye kino naye tulepuke. So well, nothing came of that whole shit because in the complaint, in my statement, nagamba nti Abodo kaligenda mu kooti nja kujjayo emisango 3 ningiwandiika. Ningamba nja kujjayo ogwa Susan Magara. Mwalina judgment 2 mu keesi emu. Owulidde?
Yesebo.
Abodo namulaga nti nze insult ezange ntono naye ba suspects ba Susan Magara bo waba wa apology. Balina judgment 2 mu keesi emu. Number 2, ogwa Stella Nyanzi. Twajja ewa Abodo. Mu keesi gwa Stella Nyanzi nga twemulugunya ku ensala ya magistrate Kamasanyo. So we wanted some revision and correction. During that day we came, Abodo stayed in chambers and was on the phone with the DPP. First of all, twamusanga ne ba staff ba DPP nga ali nabo mu office. Ne tugamba nti kale nga busazeewo kubeera nabo, sigala nabo. Ffe tujja kubeera bweru. But we have evidence that Abodo was on the phone call with the DPP, what to do, what to say, everything. So our fate was, Nyanzi's fate was determined. She was not able. Owulira sebo, ebyo ne mbiwandiika ne ngamba nti Abodo, you see phone records tezirimba. Nze olunaku ndumanyi the case was argued, we just say release your let MTN release your telephone data on that day and we see who called you when you are supposed to be in court doing the Nyanzi case. Kimala. Abodo statement ebaji mulaga. That was the end of it. Yes, we vola banga. Abamukabira kenyo.
So
Have no connection to have vagina. Nti women MPs from Karamoja bakube meza bichi ate ya Abodo nga asisi nti bono bulenzi Abodo yes statement twaji mu ku 7th May nti wewanike tujja kuma kumana tujja kufuna omuti omunene tugunyige mu kabina tuti kulebe kyo nosigaza ku manyoko statement nga nkambwe statement eyo nali njiwandiika waliwo lawyer ayitibwa Nicholas Opio ayagiyitamu n'abaako kyagala okwogera ne mugamba nti wazze wano nga lawyer wange si kyekyo take instruction bw'oba tosobola va wano baloya nina wa mail wali amala. These are my instructions. Abodo mugambe bino na bino and conclude with the word komanyoko on the statement. Our police not to do. Nemga police what ugambye statement tujewandikire njiwandise under my hand. No tujidemu nga nza wandika. Nemga no. We had an agreement. That's the agreement. But now we're not going to give you bail. You see, it's going to the statement. Faxing bajilinze. You will get this. This is the way I get out of this police station. I will sleep in my bed. I can tell you, it is without this statement I want to go home. Either he went home. So that's when they realized that in law they can't go anywhere. They began to plot to kill me, to eliminate me. I hope now you get it. I'll give you another scenario.
I'm following.
On the 28th of January 2022, tukuba tweet, small penis, small brain. Judge ayitibwa Sekana. So linnya lye. This judge. Ye n'agamba nti yenze gwe boogeddeko yenze small penis judge. Label insult n'agikwata bw'ati n'agyambala. An insult. Nga bwe nakugambye is like that pungent smell that reveals who ate the cake by vomiting. Twakwogera linnya. Owakazeeke yakeeyogerera. Ye yatwala ku poliisi n'agamba nti bannange yenze small penis judge. Mubeeko kye muntaasa. Poliisi ne mugamba nenga toliimu toyogeddwako. Nti yenze ayogerwako yenze. Nti kale yeggwe kale kola statement. Nti asigera kola statement yali awandiise ebbaluwa nti nga yabalondedde emisango. Yamugamba nti ebbaluwa yo ogiwandiise ku letterhead ya Judiciary. This is what it looks like. The Judiciary cannot command the police on official letterhead to bring a citizen to itself for punishment. It's like you've concluded the investigation, you're the judges. So Sekana, eyo naye ebbaluwa emukuba. Ajejjusa. He misused judicial paper to conduct his own private business. Are you getting me?
I do.
Of settling scores with me. So, but this thing disturbed him a lot. He went and made a statement. Kati mukola statement, our police never mbuza. Naye kati Isaac accusing of the following offenses. Number 1, criminal defamation. What do you know about criminal defamation as of 17th March 2026? Hello, Katongole.
Yes,
I know you're tired.
No, I hear you.
What happened on 17th March 2026?
On 17th March?
The judiciary gave us its mea culpa. You know mea culpa?
No.
Big apology. We received a big apology from the
for the two
judiciary
cases
that we are so sorry.
Yes. I read that statement that you released.
Continue.
I read it.
Yes. Talk about it. I need some pause to it.
So in that statement, you were saying that all along.
No, on 17th January, a judgment came from the Constitutional Court in the case of Alternative Digitalk and many activists and Uganda Law Society against the Attorney General, nullifying the Computer Misuse Amendment Act of 2002, as well as Section 162 of the Penal Code Act on criminal libel, criminal defamation. In the year 2009, Joachim Buwembo, a journalist like you, had moved court together with 4 other journalists of the Daily Monitor to ask the same court, can you please stop the menace, help us stop the menace of being summoned for criminal defamation by people who can do this in civil law? Okay? Why should we be threatened with prison for what we can pay damages for? Why? Prison is a chilling effect. Court in Ghana. So on 17th March, the Constitutional Court says we apologize, that decision was wrong. We move away from it. Moving forward, no more summoning journalists to police for defamation. Have you gotten me? Did you know this?
Yes.
Vaguely, maybe.
Vaguely, like you just said.
Yes. So that's what's happening. Now, that's a mea culpa. There's a massive, and that's why we sent out a statement of commendation. That's good justice. That's what a judiciary is. That's what judiciary is. Abawandika judgment yabo na. They are vaginas. Irene Munyagonja, Ketra, Esther Nambayo, nani omulala. Okay? If they had wanted to stick to this business of insults, they would have chosen their personal feelings. Muliagonja twamuvuma nnyo in December around Martha Karua and so on. Netumwongera okumuvuma on the vigil of her own husband. When she was crying about Mulago, twamugamba those are crocodile tears. If you're eating, it's your first time in Mulago. Lwokirabye nti ewunya nti envundu. Go and cry in your Benz. Nga twamuvuma naye naga nti she didn't let those things cloud her judgment. So yeah, I was telling you, Babodabo, when they fail, bagenda they plan now as judges and they go to law council to cancel my license. Nga balabye nti criminal law ejabasibwaza. Our plan is to embarrass the judge further in the court. Kaya tugere mu law council tiri mawulire. Journalists don't go there. And in law council we control so much power. Era gye bagenda. Ne batrying. Netubaddamu tubagamba nti nebaddamu ne bagamba nti you can take my license for my views. It's okay. But you see, my views won't change. The true place to affect my views is a judges' conference. You invite me there and you ask me, Rachel Tuvuma. I will leave having persuaded you that the insult is a better gift than what's coming next.
Did they ever
I will leave with a standing applause. Yes. These things you're hiding in, gender, feminism, bichi, I am fluent in them. For the last 6 years, I've been representing a super heavyweight anthropologist, fluent in multiple multiple labia of feminism. So I can discuss feminism, I can swim in feminism rivers quite fluently. If that's your site of struggle, Peter. Luckily, they changed leadership and the new leadership withdrew and said, there's maybe a point here. Maybe, I don't know, but they withdrew that case. So that ends Abodo's thing, and Sekana now comes, accuses me of criminal defamation. The point I wanted to show you is that Sekana was the head of civil division, the head of the human rights. He has a master's, pursuing a PhD in human rights. But when human rights come to his door, he doesn't want to be a human rights defender. He wants to be a beneficiary of tyrannical autocratic protection. Are you getting me?
Yes.
When he wants to get a good reputation as a judge who understands human rights, in a case concerning others, he says insults are okay. When you insult him, he now says no. They are not okay. That's dishonesty, and that's why we insult.
Wow.
To keep the judges and power in check. So second, how do you head the civil division and don't even pause to ask yourself, but wait a minute, isn't this a human rights issue? A very significant one. Why am I handing it over to the police to resolve? Is it the duty of the police to resolve human rights questions, or is there for a courtroom, a civil one? Now, shouldn't I hand over to another judge? Simple logic. You ask through if you're a logical thinker. But again, we're able, how else would we have exposed Sekana as a justice or tema if we didn't insult him? Atoba mwe wana mumita ku mikolo gyamwe naye nga ffe tubagamba Sekana ng'afunye obuyinza. His sins pale in significance. I told you at the end of this space, go look for mustard seed where Museveni talks about Otema, and Google the internet, find the instrument of charges against Otema. And ask yourself if any judge in Uganda doesn't pass the Otema dismissal test. The test for which Otema was dismissed from the judiciary. Would any judge today survive? Are you following me?
Yes, I am. I am listening in close.
Yentanda yange.
Yes.
Yeah. Yentanda yange. Of course, you remember Sekana maybe okumumaliriza
mm,
yancharginga naye offensive communication,
mm.
which has also since been
Withdrawn.
nullified.
Yes.
Not withdrawn,
Mm,
nullified. That he was supposed, if he's a judge of any matter, he was supposed to see that this offense is constitutionally infirm. This is a counterfeit offense. This is a counterfeit. If you're a
mm,
lawyer, a legal expert, you're supposed to see good law and bad law, you know,
mm,
on the face of things. We call it the smell test. It doesn't pass the smell test.
mm.
It's overbroad. It's vague. What do you mean offensive communication? The whole purpose of democracy is to protect the right to offend.
Wow.
Otherwise, we will still be, you know, in other forms of
Mm,
governance. So the last offense he charged me with was, or he sought to charge me with was, is it called contempt of court? Which he finally did, you know, and that's why I'm in exile and so on. The Yakume Vunya from then and now and so on. But for us, these are important sites of struggle. The insult is our site of struggle. So